Good morning and welcome back to BIFA Link TV, your daily dose of industry information. Today we're joined once again by Ian Matheson for What the Papers Say. So Ian, thank you so much for joining me. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Brooke, and I hope you are too.
Yep,
We've got
all
quite a
good.
bit of news to get through in this episode, so I think we better get
Good.
started. In the world of ocean freight, a recent Drewry survey showed that most shipping stakeholders expect that Suez Canal transits will resume before the end of this year, as well as Trump-related tariffs escalating.
Okay. And that's quite positive news, isn't it, considering that a third of people that were surveyed thought that it was going to be at least 2026 until that transit continued.
That's right, Brooke, yeah. Mind you, you could drown in the sea of noise surrounding container shipping at the moment. It's almost
You certainly could.
impossible. Yeah, it's almost impossible to confidently predict its course in the short term. Over at BIMCO, they reported that the global container market has grown 8% since 2019, and it actually ended last year at 183.2 million TEUs being
Oh,
shipped.
wow.
But they also said that that growth has been very uneven and regional imbalances between exports and imports have increased by 33%.
Hmm. And of course, those imbalances are cause for concern, aren't they?
They certainly are, yes. Staying with ocean freight, pending tariffs, which we've talked a bit about recently,
Yep.
caused US box imports to soar in January. The volumes reached a record high, apparently, with
Oh,
deliveries
wow.
up from China for a
Hmm.
second month, according to Dakar. Imports for the month were almost 2.5 million TEU. That's a lot of boxes.
Yeah, certainly a lot of boxes. And this T word, it seems to come up every episode now, doesn't it? But I don't think we've had a properly consistent day on it. The goalposts seem to move pretty much every day, don't they?
Oh yeah, the lovely tariff word. Yeah, absolutely. Members that are active in the intra-European short sea trade will be interested in the news that P&O Ferries is introducing a second ship on its Tilbury to Rotterdam route, and apparently that will mean a boost in capacity by up to 60% for the service.
Yep. And it's also looking like they're going to continue their 12 sailings a week. And I know that they've mentioned about having daily shipments from Tilbury and also Europort as well.
That's what I've read as well, Brooke, yes. Overland in the UK, there's a company called Direct Rail Services is trailing a new rail service from Teesport
Yeah.
to Manchester using ultra-low IDA wagons. And
Mhm.
these wagons allow the carriage of standard high cube containers. And apparently this will open up the route to new customers and possibly products to be moved by rail.
Yeah, of course. And I'm sure that, they're excited to have new people that are using rail for this route as well, aren't they?
Yeah, on the Trans-Pennine route, definitely. Yeah. In the air freight arena, I also read this week some interesting news about Glasgow Prestwick Airport, which welcomed the launch by Hong Kong Air Cargo of freight flights from Hong Kong.
Good. It looks like they're making, a big effort on that to make Prestwick a kind of a hub for e-commerce, so to speak.
That's right. I think that's one of their goals to sort of generate a lot
Yeah.
of e-commerce business through the airport.
Hmm.
And this week's final story is all about Valentine's Day, which was of course last Friday. Unfortunately, I didn't get a single card or flowers this year, but then that's nothing new. Clearly there were plenty who did. I read that the floral industry continues to expand, reaching US dollars 9.5 billion in retail sales last year,
Wow.
which was a
Wow.
47% increase over 5 years ago, according to a customer research group called Sicana. And of course, cargo airlines are indispensable for transporting those flowers from the world's growing regions to consumers on other continents. And anyone that's interested in it, there's a really good article about the logistics behind Valentine's Day on the Freightways website, which can be read in the panel below.
Hmm. Yep. And hopefully, Ian, you'll be amongst that group that gets some flowers next year, right?
I doubt it, Brooke.
Thank you so much, Ian, as always, for bringing this to our attention. Like Ian said, the links to all of the articles that we've discussed today will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching today's edition of BIFA Link TV, your daily dose of industry information.